What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Redders, and today I am back doing another walkthrough guide for Mission 4 of Evil Dead the game. Now, this mission is considerably longer than previous missions, and it does have some tricky areas, but if you follow this guide you shouldn't have too much problems. So up the top of these steps you're going to find a Shemp's Cola and some long gun ammo, so make sure you pick them up. And there's also going to be an amulet over here on this chest, so make sure you collect that too. There's also some handgun ammo, but I choose the lever action rifle in this area. So there is a pistol, a revolver, and the lever action rifle to choose from. I like to go with the rifle just because I believe it does more damage and has less reload time. So pick up the ammo and come down to the basement, and over in this corner you're going to find some more ammo and some matchsticks, so make sure you pick them up. And there's the pistol in case you wanted to go with the pistol, but we're going to make our way to the car. We're going to get in the car and we're going to drive down the road just a little bit until we reach Ash's trailer. I like to use the car here just to block off a bit of space and pick off the deadites from afar. They will get through eventually, but it does buy you a little bit of space. So these deadites should die in one hit. There's about 10 of them. And they can overwhelm you if you're not careful, so just keep that in mind. So now that the deadites are dead, make sure you check the ground, because I believe one of these guys drops a machete and you're going to want to have a melee weapon for the next part of the mission. Once you approach Ash's chainsaw, it's going to trigger this little story cutscene, and it tasks you to go to El Burro's hut or cabin. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's a cabin. So we're going to pick up the machete and we're going to pick up this long gun ammo and we're going to go back to the car. Now, don't have a lot of faith in the car because it will break down on one hit, which is really annoying, especially considering the distance you've got to travel in this mission. So here we are. We're going to make our way to El Burro's hut. And we're going to run over some deadites on the way. Now when we get to the hut, you are going to encounter a big fight. There is considerable amount of deadites that are not only there to begin with, but also spawn in once you trigger the mission marker. So just bear that in mind. Now I like to park the car around here, and you can already hear the deadites are on the way. So we're going to pull the car up here and get out. And we're just going to make our way to the mission marker. Now, once we get here, you're going to have to fight off a ton of deadites. I believe there's like 10 here as well. So we're going to use the trick that we learned in the last mission and just use the finisher and special attacks as much as possible, as they're going to buy you quite a lot of time just to, you know, recoup and figure out where the remaining deadites are. So use that as much as possible. Swing for the fences. You should make it through this bit quite easy. It's not too difficult. Obviously time your dodges and just abuse the special attack and finisher attacks. And also don't forget that you do have your rifles, so if you do get a bit of space, a bit of distance, you can pick them off from afar, but for the most part we're just going to melee them to death. And don't forget that if you don't finish these guys, they are going to explode when they get to low health, so try and avoid that. So here we go, we're coming towards the end of the fights now, so that's good. It's going to trigger this next story cutscene, so read that, and it tells you that you need to try and find Ash's hand, which is somewhere nearby in another hut, but it's not too hard to find. One of these minions will drop a Shemp's Cola, so make sure you pick that up and top up your health. And then in this back room, you're going to find El Burro's amulet on the side. I think this thing is absolutely pointless. It's meant to make deadites less likely to spot you unless you're super close. But for me personally, it never did any of that. I always tend to aggravate them from miles off. So don't buy into the hype of the amulet. It doesn't really work. So there's nothing in this cabin. We're going to go back to the car. I made a terrible mistake here, by the way. I spent so much time making an effort to go back and get the car, only to have the car break down on me 5 seconds later. So don't be like me and waste your time getting the car. It really is pretty much useless in this mission. But we're going to come over to this house here, and you're going to discover that the hand isn't here, so we need to move on to the railway yard, I believe it is. But we're going to come around this corner, and we're going to pick up this blue machete, because it's much better than what we're carrying now. And we're going to proceed back to the car, which you shouldn't do, really. I made the mistake here of going back and getting it, only for it to break down. So don't be like me on this bit. So here you get to witness firsthand just how useless the car is in this mission. So I'm going to get in it and reverse down the hill a little bit to hit it once, only to have it break down on me. So it really is pointless. You're better off just running from marker to marker. But next we need to head to the railway loop in search of Ash's hand. And I don't think there's any deadites between this area and the next marker. But always be on guard in this mission because they are out in the woods and they will aggro from quite far away.
The devil is always waiting in the shadows.
So there's not a whole lot to find in this house. Just Ash's hand on this cabinet here, which is going to trigger a next storyboard. And it's going to tell you that you need to go and find Ash's hand again at dead end. So make sure you pick up the Shemp's Cola here on the table, and I actually think that's it for this house. There's nothing else here. So we're going to make our way to dead end. Now between here and dead end you are going to run into some random minion deadites. They don't take a lot to kill. You will hear them before you see them. But of course that still doesn't stop me from getting hit by them. So here we go then, here's one. And we're just going to kill him. And in the next area you are going to encounter another elite, and it's the same elite that we had problems with in the last mission. So he's going to split off and create a clone of himself, and he's also going to use an electricity attack if you are at range. I don't bother checking this house here because, as I've learned in previous missions, there's just nothing in these houses. They're there just for show, so don't waste your time exploring these houses. It's really pointless. And here is the elite. So we're going to use the same trick we did last mission. We're just going to try and time our dodges. And we're going to kill any clones that spawn in and try and get out of these electricity attacks that I failed miserably at there. And we're just going to slowly chip away at him and take him down. So now that we have this guy dead, we can proceed on with the mission. Now in front of this door over here, you're going to see an ever so slight shimmer. That is a portal that's going to trigger a trap if you go through it. So we're going to go to the side here and run up the ramp and in through the window. And in this house is a ton of goodies, so have a good look around. On this table to our right, we're going to find a Shemp's Cola. We're going to find an amulet. We're going to find Ash's hand over here on the left hand side. And that's going to trigger the next part of the storyboard. So read this. And then we're going to load up. There's some matchsticks here. There's loads of long gun ammo. There's more long gun ammo in this room. And then there's a Shemp Cola in the bathroom to our left. So pick this one up. And then we're going to go back to the living room. And there's going to be loads of different guns and weapons in this area as well. So have a good look around. There's a blue meat cleaver. There's a shotgun on the sofa, which I pick up because I actually prefer the shotgun. It's probably one of my favourite weapons. And then over here, there's a Shemp Cola on this cabinet. So pick that one up. And then in this room, you can find more weapons. There's a revolver, which I accidentally pick up. And then there's a pistol and a lever action rifle in here as well. So, I mean, choose whichever one suits your playstyle. It doesn't really make a difference. I'm going to pick up these matchsticks. And then we're going to proceed to the next area. Now, we do have quite a considerable walk ahead of us. So, be prepared for that. And we are going to encounter some random deadites along the way. Nothing too strenuous, just 3 or 4 I think. So just deal with them as and when they approach you. And yeah, keep making your way towards the mission marker. It's nothing too difficult. You'll be fine here. So we're nearly at the Jake's Gas and Go. You will get this little warning here as you approach the building. There is an elite standing right in the doorway in front of us. And he's one of the elites that we had earlier that clones himself and also does the electricity attack. Now I run into a bit of difficulty here for some reason. It just took me way too much Shemp's Cola to get through this fight. I think I was just rushing it and making it more difficult for myself. But just time your attacks and dodge as and when you can. You should be fine. But yeah, I really do mess this bit up quite considerably. And as you can see by my health bar, I've actually got no health left in this moment, so how I didn't die here I'll never know. But we keep chipping away at him and eventually he does go down, but not before spawning another clone, so we have to deal with him as well. So here we go, then we just have to finish off this this clone and then we can proceed into the Gas and Go itself. Be careful in the Gas and Go because there is another one of these elites on the front door. But if you're careful, you shouldn't actually aggravate him, which is good because I don't want to deal another one of those fights. And here's Ash lying on the floor, and this is going to trigger this little storyboard here where he's going to tell you to go and get some gas for the car. Make sure you pick up this amulet and use that. Now, for some reason, this is a minion Deadite that is super tanky, and I don't know why. I'm here chipping away at him for ages. He's got a much larger health pool than all the other minions in the area. And I don't know if he'll be there for you, but he's there for me, so we're going to have to spend some time just killing this little minion. And there we go. Now that he's dead, we can proceed to the first gas canister. I believe I do run into more Deadites along the way, so be ready for those fights. Of course, the amulet doesn't actually do anything. They shouldn't be aggroing. And unfortunately, you can't really see them well enough in the dark environment. So you are inevitably going to run into them. And here we go then, we're going to run into some more Deadites here. So we're just going to dispatch these quickly. Nothing too bossy. We're just going to do the old combos and finishes. Get rid of these guys. I believe there's 3 or 4, but again, it's nothing too difficult to take care of. So as you can see, my fear level has started to rise quite considerably. So I'm just going to stop here and use my matchsticks and light this little lantern before proceeding to the next area, just to get my fear level down. Going to reload our gun. And then when we approach this next area, if you stick to the left-hand side, you don't actually trigger any Deadites. So keep that in mind. If you try and go right through the middle, you will pull loads of them. So. But I find that if you stick to the left-hand side here, just go down the side of this building and then past this pipe here on the left-hand side, past this storage container and then this storage container, and cut across the road and go between these 2 sheds, you will get to the gasoline and a Shemp's Cola without triggering any Deadites. And to get out, we're going to follow the same route. And that way we don't have to get into any fights in this area. So we're just going to go back the way we came, stick to the right hand side, go down this wall here, and that's the first area done for this gasoline canister. Now we need to get to Shockley Auto, so we need to go across this road and down into this little wooded area. And I believe just down here, you're going to encounter one random deadite by himself hanging around by a bridge. So just kill him quickly and proceed to the next area. Now, after killing him, we're going to go across this bridge. And then right in front of us is going to be a big shop slash barn. So go up the stairs and then the gasoline will be right in front of you on the left-hand side. And spend a good bit of time in here because there's a lot of ammo. You don't want to miss any. You're going to need it for the end of this section, the next bit. So we're going to pick up all the long gun ammo we can. And I think that's it for up here. But downstairs there's quite a lot as well. So pick that up. Because in the next area we're going to have to fight Elagos, who is the ranged elite. And he's really difficult to deal with if you're doing it melee. I actually attempted this mission before this attempt. And I ran out of ammo in this next bit. So I had to melee him and he ended up killing me pretty easily. So make sure you've got tons of long gun ammo going into this next section. And again, we're going to kill the deadites on the way. I'm not sure how many there are. I think there's only like 2 or 3. But this is the end game for this mission pretty much. So I'm just going to check that there's nothing following me into the next area. Which is why I turn around here. But yeah, there's nothing following me. So we're going to proceed to the Elagos fight. Now, as soon as we go into this area and pick up the gas canister next to these tankers, he's going to spawn in. He's not overly difficult. He does do a lot of damage. For some reason, he does more damage to Pablo in this mission than he did in the previous mission to Ash. So keep that in mind. And basically, he's going to teleport around. And every time he lands, he's going to throw rocks at you, which do quite a lot of damage. Hopefully you've still got a Shemp Cola to hand by this point. And occasionally he will spawn right on top of you and try to melee you, which is actually beneficial because you can do a lot more damage to him when he's up close and personal. And yeah, this is all you really need to do. Just pay attention to where he is. When he spawns in, make sure you time the dodge so you get out of the way of the rock attack. And you just keep chipping away at him with your shotgun until he's dead. And for whatever reason, he starts dropping bombs on me in this next stage, and I have to use a cola. That rock ability does actually do quite a lot of damage. I'm not sure if it's because I was close to him or what, but I was taking a lot of damage in this bit. So I believe we kill him on the next hit, which is really good. So I'm just popping my last Shemp's Cola here. And I believe he dies here. And that's pretty much it for the mission. I don't remember being attacked between here and the next area. So we've got all the gasoline that we need now. We need to make our way back to Ash, who is sitting in his delta. So just like the rest of this mission up until this point, it's just a ton of running between Elagos and the next mission marker. But you shouldn't encounter any deadites between him and the next area, so don't worry too much. It's just a ton of running. So we're now back at the car, and Ash is just chilling here in his delta, waiting for us to come back with gas. And as soon as we get in the car, all we need to do is proceed to the next mission marker, which I believe you stay on the road for. And I don't know if this car will break down if you hit too many deadites, but there are a lot of deadites in the road, so just run them over or avoid them if you want to be safe. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the mission right there. So there you have it. That is the end of mission 4. If this video has been helpful to you, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you are having difficulty on a specific mission, then let me know in the comments and I will do my best to make a new guide for you. And yeah, thanks guys, happy gaming, hope you enjoyed the video, see you in the next one.